No.
Howdy. Yeah. Episode 78 of Rekt Radio here. Already fucked up the tech. This is not me, by the way. I'm not taking the blame for this. I don't know who we're blaming for these tech fuck ups here.
What's been the issue? Everything's working, right?
Well,
the intern.
Blame the intern. Instantly. What do you mean? We had to start a new space.
Oh, right.
So everyone who had a reminder on now forgot about us. You know, I'm sure they would have came if they're not here, and it's over. So rip the old space. Hello to the new space. I guess only the true believers, the listeners here, are joining us today. Yeah, no, I don't know. 78 episodes, 78 technical difficulties. We're consistent at something, at least. But with that being said, let's get to the sponsor from OSF here.
Yeah. Hey, guys, as you know, this show is sponsored by Rollbit. Check out rollbit.com. We'll have 2 codes to give away. The first code is GigaChad2351. GigaChad2351. And we will give away the second code towards the end of the show.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, we got a lot on our plate today. Big economic calendar type event day. We had the CPI earlier. It came in under. So it was
and we will give away the second code.
Oh, I got some reverb on CaptainKole.
Yeah, we good.
So good. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Where are we at, guys? What do we want to say here? I mean,
we've got these 3 trades. Do we want to start with the trades?
Let's start with the free trades. All right, yeah, Zoran, since you were on the show last week, we give out some free trades sponsored by Rollbit. We put them on while we're on the show, and we give away the money on the screen. So we're gonna hit those real quick and throw those in.
This could be an interesting one, right? Because we head closer to the FOMC towards the end of the show.
Yeah,
so it actually might be interesting.
Or do you guys want to go long?
I think.
What do you think, Zoran?
I'd say go short. That just might be my bearish.
I would say go short here.
Feels like we should go long Pepe, Bitcoin, and we'll go short. We'll have a little mix, shall we?
I think we can't not go short.
Maybe we'll do a short.
No, Mando's robot style. You okay, buddy? Where's your internet?
Oh, really?
Expecting 2G or something.
No, I'm upstairs though today.
Can we do a 33x short? I feel like that's free money for the viewers.
Yeah, hit it. Put it on.
33x short.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, we can do 100x. Oh no,
I'm not telling you 100x. I'm telling you 33, bro.
33x. All right, sure.
Give me some cushion, brother. Come on, the timeline's against me. I can't make the odds ever so out of my favor.
What else we want to short here, guys?
I like Sol. I like Whiff.
Okay, we're short Whiff.
Solana ecosystem.
We'll go 50x short Sol. Oh no, shit. Hold on. And we will go
20x on Whiff.
We're already short Whiff. Short Whiff and Solana. We're going to be long something against it. We'll be long Pepe.
Yeah, it's a good move.
All right, get a nice hedge going. Yeah, we got them in then?
They're all in. So a long Pepe, we're short Whiff, we're short Solana. Let's see how this goes.
All right, perfect. Let's get to the meat of the show here. Part of the day, we got Zoran Kole. He's been vocally bearish, been causing a stir in Twitter for the takes. I don't know if the takes, but maybe just the way you're going about it by owning
polarization, right?
Yeah. Polarization.
It's polarizing.
So people are kind of taking victory laps this morning. I mean, you can't really blame them. That CPI print was good. I mean, stocks up a lot. Crypto refilled that gap it created yesterday. I mean, I don't know what happens here. Obviously, another event on the calendar here at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then 2:30, the Fed Chair Jerome Powell will speak as well, which usually causes a little market turmoil or up or down, get some volatility. What's your thoughts here? What's everyone's thoughts?
Yeah, so I kind of expected this 69.70K. I didn't cover as much as I wanted to last night. My goal was to kind of cover between London and CPI print. I've been up many days in advance consecutively, so I decided to sleep. Did not cover, but 69.70 was kind of my area. I expected us to retest going into FOMC, and now what my expectations here are some sort of news, whatever the case may be, that is going to be interpreted as bullish, whether that's telegraphed rate cuts or potentially even a surprise rate cut itself today. Some news of that nature is going to lead to a catalyst, maybe do a little wipe of the shorts a little higher, but I think 72K does not get breached. and we begin our recessionary downtrend to 44K.
Wow, bold calls. I'm sure some of the guys here who are big Giga Bulls will have something to say. I don't know. You guys got any retorts or questions about this?
No, I mean 72. So you think 72K first, and then down to?
No, I'm saying not 72K. I said, yeah, that's kind of like the line in the sand for me. You're not going to break the bearish market structure that we just started, basically.
And why are you so bearish? Like, what is the bearish market structure?
So in my mind, there were a lot of different confluence factors, but if we're talking technicals right now, to me, 72K was double top, lower high from the 74K all-time high. I think we print a really nice M on the weekly, midterm local top for the summer, correct, 40%, which is very typical in typical 4-year cycle bull markets that I've seen in Bitcoin over the last 11 years. The 61.8 fib of the entire move from 24K to today is exactly at like 44.70 or something like that. So yeah, 44K area, yearly open 42K. I'm just really in the belief that global liquidity was engineered for the market maker, BlackRock, whoever you want to schizo post about. But my undoubted bias is we're going lower. This is really just a yearly high being put in for equities, Nvidia, crypto, et cetera, et cetera. And then we'll go up next year. But yearly highs, that's kind of the overarching thesis here.
And you think it breaks down because they cut rates, or because?
Yeah, I'm not gonna LARP as a macro expert, but I read a book once, right? Ray Dalio, Changing World Order. I did this 2 years ago, and one of the most poignant examples that I read was his first blow up. Actually, he blew up very early on. I think it was in the 70s or 80s, and he was betting on a federal decision. I think the whole market was betting on consensus, and all of a sudden it was a non-consensus print, and he got liquidated, blew up. It was his first blow up, and he remembered it vividly because everyone believes one thing, and then lo and behold, the opposite happened. So it's really just about being contrarian here at resistance. Price hasn't been able to make higher highs. We've had really bullish news, extremely bullish inflows, and this to me is all just psyops. The Coinbase discount that was apparent for the last 5-6 days has diminished last night overnight. So that is a positive for the bulls, but I really think that was just the gargantuan seller sitting on the books. He's finally out. Now he's letting price move up, fill some shorts, and then again, the selling will continue after FOMC.
So who do you think is selling? I've seen this. There's clearly somebody on the Binance order books, right? When we get to like 7.5, but what's your view on that?
It's not even Binance. I think the Coinbase spot seller is the more interesting seller. At first, I thought it was maybe Mt. Gox coins, but a lot of those claims have obviously been sold in advance. So maybe it was partials, but then I was thinking maybe it's U.S. government Silk Road 2 coins being sold. They're probably OTCing it though, so maybe not. And I was like, well, maybe schizo thinking maybe it's Saylor, but I don't know what's pushing him to capitulate at this level, right? So I really think it's whoever bought 15 to 20K BTC is really just trading this giant range. It is within the realm of possibility to price go back to the quote unquote ETF opening start price, which is like 42, 44K. So there's a big seller in the books. I think this is a giant range. On the weekly, it looks like a double top, and it just fits within my bias to kind of have a correction going until Q4, wait till CZ gets out of jail, and then we can kind of start our up only to 6 figures.
Well, fair enough. Like I think that there is some people I've read, they think as soon as the Fed starts cutting rates, we could have a massive sell-off, because it will probably show that we are heading towards some form of a recession. I don't know if they'll do it today. Like my guess is, I
think market's not pricing in them doing it today. So I think the catch-22 or the very interesting, entertaining outcome is them actually cutting today, which is a very bold claim. I'm aware. Again, I don't know shit about macro, but if a rate cut came today, I would not be surprised to see my 64K target be met very swiftly before end of day.
Yeah, so that's something that I think people may be misinterpreting, that maybe a rate cut is not super bullish. Like maybe a rate cut will lead to a bit of turmoil and you have a little bit of a low print. I do not agree with that view. I do think we're going a lot higher. I do think we're going to go, this bull market's not even close to being done. But I appreciate that this is kind of it's an
inflection point. That's the point to keep in mind.
Yeah.
So it's like it can go one way or another, and the continuation is going to be huge, right? So it's more easy for me to be bearish against consensus here and flip bullish above 72 than it is to be bullish with all of you guys.
Is there any like particular things that you're bearish on? Because I feel like Bitcoin's maybe not even the best thing to be bearish on, right? Like there's so much vaporware and crap out there. Like,
yeah, I'm bearish on altcoins, the Sol ecosystem. I think that's my biggest bearish take, and that's my biggest, I guess in exposure wise, Solana short is my biggest notional position in exposure wise. Bitcoin short's bigger notionally, but that's less volatile. Yeah, but I'm very bearish on Solana going back to the FTX estate OTC price of $88.
And why is that?
In my opinion, when a large buyer purchases off the market cryptocurrency, that price is very sticky. So that $88 price and the unlocks that started 5 days ago for those OTC transactions, there is just giant spot seller on the Sol order books, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. It's literally a 2x they're up right now. So billions of dollars being cashed out at 2x. I think any respectable hedge fund or manager would take those profits.
Do you think they were not just hedged already though?
Could be, don't get me wrong, but I do know some also CT traders that got in on that deal. I won't name names. So, but point being is, I don't think those CT traders who bought OTC at 88 are hedged. They're probably going to sell when they get theirs. So yeah, there might be some hedging, but overarching still just bearish on the eco in general. It made new all-time highs in terms of market cap. People are expecting new all-time highs in terms of price, but the way tokenomics are set up, it's not that simple.
What do you guys think, KBM, OSF?
I think it's it's clearly quite.
Yeah.
Well, I think to Zoran's point is like it's clearly very consensus now to be long. Like there's like very few people on CT who aren't just like max long, waiting for this like big breakout higher, and people are pointing to rate cuts, maybe Trump, maybe even ETH ETF. And I would put myself into that category as well. I think it's a tough one because we've obviously already had like such a massive move this year, and I think some of the flows on Bitcoin ETF are misleading because I think they're not outright risk increases in Bitcoin. I think they're all being hedged with futures, and people are putting on that basis trade. So some of the data I think is being like misinterpreted by the retail market. But we had this great big move already. But I don't know. I think we're definitely like later in the cycle, like between halfway and the end somewhere, and 60 or 70% of the way through. I just feel like the last 20 or 30% of the cycle is where you see the craziest price action and you see the blow off top, if you like. It just feels like to me we haven't yet had that blow off top.
No, we haven't. But why should we have it now after being in this range for what, 2-3 months now? And prices just failed to go higher. If it goes higher, yeah, we are going so fucking high, it's going to blow your fucking brains out. But until we break above 72, I just don't see the case for it.
It's a weird one now because like in the past, pre-ETFs, you would have all this crazy price action on Bitcoin, but because that market is now much more efficient than it has been in the past because you have all these different players now, it's hard for Bitcoin to like break out meaningfully higher, like in the ways that we've been used to in the past. But at the same time, I think it's also tough for it to just like gap meaningfully lower as well. It seems to be in this like 10 to 15% range of chop. But I don't know, like I think I get that it could drop back to like 65, 60K or whatever. We've been in this like 60 to 70K range for a while.
If it goes back to 66, right, the mid-range of kind of where it's been, and then it fails to, hold that level and breaks down back to range low of 60K, I failed to see how the buyers who've been buying at 60K, who then got, SFP'd below its 57K, got the retest at 60K, who also probably bought. If it comes back down, what is it, the 6th or 7th time to 60K, I don't know who's that interested in buying at 60K. I would feel that most would be more interested buying again at 56.5, maybe for a double bottom, or potentially a deviation below 56.5, which to me is, between 44 and 53. That's just my take on, who is the marginal buyer here to buy high right now to push us above 72. You're all in from lower. You're not. Are you buying 69.5? I'd love to hear some takes on anyone who's long. In here.
No, I would have to say I'm Team Zoran at this spot. Surprisingly enough for you gents, what people don't understand is we can also flip long if it breaks out. Like if it breaks out, we can go long. This is a really good risk reward.
Max long. It's a great spot.
The best part is that then people will just be in the Twitter comments telling me how fucking stupid I am when I but that's a conversation for another time. But the risk reward, and I mean, he's made a lot of assumptions that maybe I don't agree with, but it's just like speculation on reasons why certain things are happening. I'm more of just like focused on the price. I have to say it like he spins a compelling risk reward scenario. OSF just said maybe it'll go down to 65K. It's like, but it just came from literally like 40,000 like 2 months ago, and now 65K is the low boundary. And maybe people are a little too spoiled on the expectations for how far things can go down.
It's a cleanse that's required.
Like even for instance, like Apple has 10% down moves, and it actually has massive cash flows and is one of the most stable stocks in the market. So thinking like a speculative asset like Bitcoin can't just drop 10-20% is kind of just crazy. I don't know why people just.
I think it can and it will, but
yeah,
move to 44K.
So if it doesn't, it will. I'll make
millions.
Move, right? Everyone will cry, and then I'll flip long. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's
risk
reward, and it's about trading well. I think people are too gung ho or holding to certain prices and expectations than just seeing the market in front of them. But I get most people are retail long only.
I think it's like you said, it's kind of tough to find liquidity to come in and buy here. You said Apple go up 10% in a straight line the past 2 days. Nvidia is up massive after its earnings, 50%. Assets across the board feel kind of stretched. So
it
in those
feels
kind of
frothy.
scenarios right before summer, it's like just tough to keep continuation up, right?
So then on top of that, right, like on 6/6, we had the Ethereum move higher, and the Ethereum move higher to me was, an attempt for ETH to bring up Bitcoin. And I've been here a while. Whenever I see Ethereum do like a fart of a push to try to bring Bitcoin up, it's usually the beginning of the end. And then we saw on-chain volumes pick up the last 2 or 3 days. And that to me is like that final rotation of liquidity before a mass exodus.
I just don't see any of that stuff. Like I see global liquidity going higher. I see stablecoin inflows. Yes, Bitcoin ETF inflows might be something to do with basis trades, but we've seen pretty stable every single day stablecoin inflows. I agree with you. There's a lot of like vaporware LARPing going on, and so I feel like you can be short alts pretty comfortably in this cycle. I just don't see how we go to 44K. Like every single stock market around the globe is hitting all-time highs. Gold is hitting all-time highs. It just doesn't. Things would have to go really south for me to see a 50% move lower in Bitcoin. I'm not saying
40%, but to that point is like if it comes back to range low, you should be able to fathom a deviation below that could go as low as 44.
Yeah, I mean it feels like it never does, but I always have the open mindset that it might deviate that far. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see both sides. It feels like it's going to chop. I really don't see how it has momentum upwards, though. It really feels hard for that scenario to come to fruition. I mean, as far as inflows are meaningless.
Last year, when we were ranging between 25 and 30, is that not exactly the same as this?
Could be.
It could be. Don't get me. I thought that originally. It looked very similar on the fractal. But I also longed 57 and flipped at 70. So that's kind of like the basis I have. I did play the range, so I have an understanding of how I felt emotionally at the bottom of the range deviation as well as the top of the range here.
With that being said, it's like the external things, like I just said, though. Stock markets are at highs, but they're at Apple just how much is that? Maybe 600 billion in market cap in 2 days. I mean, Nvidia. $1 trillion in market cap in like 30 days or less. So there's things happening that are they're mega cap things that are semi-frothy, it feels. Granted, they're breakouts to highs.
Roaring 20s, man. It's the roaring 20s.
It could be. Fucking AI, right?
Crypto? That makes me
I'm
feel
not like bearish, but I
just
don't see what's going to break it out to like a massive.
That's what I don't see. If it's not going to break out, it's going to go down first. So lower and then reassess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We have biases, obviously, but the risk reward just feels like you could short the top of this area and try to catch, the back to the range.
So I agree with the sentiment. I really do agree with that sentiment in that you shouldn't buy something right below a breakout. And I said that on the show a few days, 2 weeks ago, and you even said to me, KBM, well, you buy the breakout, and I was like, well, I wouldn't buy it.
You buy the breakout.
You buy the actual breakout. I agree that like when it's at 71K, like you don't buy Bitcoin at 71K. When it feels like the hope is slightly lost on the timeline, and you start to see more and more people be like, oh, we could be ranging here for longer. This reminds me just of last year.
For me, I'd rather buy 71K than here, which is weird enough.
Yeah, me as well.
That shows like it's breaking back above 70. It's got some bid.
Yeah, it's making higher highs. It's
coiled.
doing bullish market structure.
Here,
there's momentum. There's no momentum.
Area.
Exactly.
This is no man's land. I really think that people it could retrace this entire move made this morning later today. But I mean,
so if it went to 71K, you'd buy it.
Depending on
if it went to 72, I'd buy it. If it wasn't just like a wick, it was like sustained move above. Yeah,
72 feels like you broke all-time highs, right? Yeah, I would understand that, but 71, I definitely wouldn't buy because we've hit 71.5.
I mean, I'm just spitballing. I'm saying it's better price than here. I don't have the chart in front of me.
Yeah,
like it's not like a guaranteed I would buy there. It's just more taking a look at the higher highs or higher lows, like you said, and the momentum of it. If it sustains a bid rather than a wick, like this is a precarious area today for sure. You have to see what happens, like what transpires. I think like people victory lapping this like move today could be in for a surprise. I mean, like I said, Apple and Nvidia, the 2-day moves are massive. What are they going to keep running? I mean, so that could pull back the Qs and then risk assets in generals. Maybe I'm just comping them to across like asset classes too much, but I'm currently
I think you should be. For me, this makes me feel like crypto is primed for a breakout. Like if he comes on today and is dovish at the FOMC, I think this is the best chance we I genuinely think today is the best chance we have at breaking all-time highs that we've had in
It's the only chance we have. If we don't do it today, we are so fucked. It's not even funny.
That's the thing. It's more like it feels like there's a lot of pressure on it. Like if it doesn't happen,
yeah,
like two massive major like
you guys are gonna start sweating tremendously.
Yeah, I don't know.
We barely moved that much, to be honest with you, since those inflation numbers. Like that move has been just come back down a decent amount.
Short squeeze, dude. That was
the CPI. It went exactly right back to the gap filled and pulled back off from the level it came from.
Candle from 2020 or 2019.
If you're short, nothing's changed structure-wise on the
literally
short.
Nothing. Just UP&L. That's the only thing that's changed.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like taking a lap here is a little early. I would just be careful. I don't know. I don't think it's a.
But the victory lapping here is what makes me much more bearish. Is the victory lapping?
Honestly, yeah, I was like chilling earlier until I read some of the comments, and I was like, well.
Do you think there's been victory laps? I feel like for the last 2 weeks, all I've seen is fighting on the timeline. Like I haven't felt like
Zoran has also been.
You have to use. Yeah, you have to.
He's been victory lapping quite a bit.
I taunt all day.
Actually, you deserve the victory lap from the Bulls.
Oh, of course, dude. Of course, I incentivized. I provoked it. But that's like wise because it gives me a sentiment read. Like I can get that most accurate sentiment read for myself based on the comments in my comments.
Polarizing everyone completely against you.
But that's like the whole thing.
Seeing how many are against.
Exactly. And it was like Bybit posted a bottom tweet yesterday.
Once people start saying Zora's right and like amazing job, then you just cover. And then
that's literally all I've been waiting for. I'm literally not covering until
I've seen this happen with me a million times too. It's
so this is just my main character arc. I chose to, step in.
Well, it's one that's probably hated by many in the chat here.
The hated rally or the beloved nuke.
Yeah.
What about meme coins? Are you involved in any of those streets? Are you a meme coin guy?
I am very short Pepe and Whiff. I am going for high stakes caps liquidation on Pepe. I really am bearish on the Solana ecosystem. I do think a lot of these vaporware meme coins are going to reset. They won't break structure on higher time frames, but to me, that's still a 30% move down from here.
I think the market's rolling on news that Mando potentially is bearish in OSF.
I'm not bearish. I'm not greedily bullish, Like I think my take is that we've seen a massive move this year. I've taken a lot of profits, and I still think we can go higher. But I'm not here like grasping onto like, oh please FOMC be good so we can go higher because I think my bags need it. Like
I don't see how the FOMC can cause the stock market to go up more today. So therefore the crypto market too. I mean, like. There's just no fucking way. Like if it does, I would short the shit out of it. I'm currently short, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's just like no.
I think we've got that by this stage.
There's just no way. Like the risk here is kind of like it feels like when Kitty came on the fucking stream. It was like he literally can't say anything to make this go up. It's not a thing he can say because it's like it would be market.
He was engineering liquidity.
So I was like max shorting on that stream. It feels similar vibes. I know it's different.
Hasn't everything gone up since then, though? Isn't GME up?
It went from fucking 60 that day to 26. You think I'm still shorted?
It went from 60? It was trading at 60.
Yeah.
Wow, it was.
60 pre-market.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was 67 after hours, and then it went to 26 that day.
Yeah, that was a wild day.
No, at the GME commenters in my thread 7 days later, they're like, it's back up. I'm going, I've been done for 76 hours. But now it's at 30.
GME, I don't think is a good bellwether of global liquidity. But I do think
I don't think it did.
Or is
I
it?
don't think it did well.
Yeah, or is
compared
it?
to what he expected, but I don't want to go down the GME right now.
No, where is it? Is he even making money?
At 31. Yeah, he's in the money now because GMA finished their 75 million share sale over the past couple of days. They extracted $5 billion, or they have $5 billion in cash. They extracted like $2 or $3 billion from this last sale. So thank you, retail. Roaring Kitty just lining Ryan Cohen's pockets with money. I can't. GMA just has $5 billion to do whatever the fuck they want with, which is his bull case, I guess, that they can just like bolt on random acquisitions. I don't know what they're going to buy, but they're rich. So
yeah, they've done well. I'd be unsurprised if he was working with them in some capacity.
It sounds illegal, but it's definitely illegal. So who the fuck knows, though?
Yeah, it's wild that it's all come back. Like it just feels as though that's still going to be a thing, right? What do you make of I think we're all in agreement actually on that. Like there will be a time to short meme coins, and particularly the popular ones, because I think they will, they're going to get eviscerated.
A lot of them have pulled in a ton, right? I mean, like Bowden and whatnot. It's not like you can't really short a lot of them.
Well, you can't short those, yeah. What I mean is the big ones, like a billion plus. The ones that are $1 billion plus and it's their first cycle, yeah, it could get messy.
What's the list of that? Boom. Is it $1 billion?
Boom would be up there. I would say like Floki, even Whiff, right? This is Whiff's first cycle. Arguably, you could say Pepe kind of had a bit of a move, so like maybe it's got stronger hands than some of the others. But there's a few. Which other ones are above $1 billion now? Like I guess you can't really short the runes shit.
I mean, shorting is fucking hard, and then you want to take it to meme coins. It's such a dangerous game. I wouldn't advise anyone listening to do that at all. Your risk is just you can be in the money for like 3 months, up 50%, and lose it all in a single session while you're asleep. So kind of like a losing trade, realistically. I hate that trade.
So the ones above $1 billion, $1 billion we have are Brett, which is this random one on base, which is
that feels like a short.
You can't. Can you short it?
Well, the devs are like 85% there's a supply, but that thing is gonna get torched. Like that thing is gonna get torched. Bonk. This is Bonk's first cycle. Floki's.
Dude, Bonka is gonna round trip that.
Bonky was listed on Bybit. I saw that's 250 mil, but I like that one.
Yeah, Ponky's. Was it listed today?
I was listed like last week. Maybe it's hovering at highs.
Yeah, they got winter mute on that.
Yeah,
I want to fuck with them. And then Pepe, Shib, Doge. But like Bohm is 700 million. I guess Mog's at 450. Mew is at 400. There's some of these that you can short because they're on Bybit, but I do think some of those ones, like the cycle will not be kind to them when they turn. Like in some ways, I prefer to have small shorts in those than take off any of the longs.
Yeah,
like those are things that I think could actually there's no bid. For Bitcoin to go down that much, I think we'd have to see a real sell-off in global markets.
Yeah, fair. And we are seasonality here. I mean, like it feels like it should be a little liquidity and not so much just crazy capitulation to the downside. So that's another thing that kind of makes the short and the long here. It doesn't have to happen today, realistically. Any of these moves could just fucking chop the rest of the summer.
Yeah, that's also the other likely.
But that's the thing is, if it chops this summer, then it's going lower first before it breaks out. If it's going to keep chopping, like it needs to break out here for me today. Otherwise, my bear thesis just gets 10 times more convicted.
Would you add
imagine
risk if it doesn't
4 months more?
With what?
Would you get more short if it doesn't break out today?
I have maximized my margin on shorting basically the entire market. So I am max short. Like I literally cannot add more. As I get more margin, I guess I'll add more to Pepe, but like I literally cannot add more without increasing my risk limits.
And then what are the
What's the
stops?
funding
Like if Bitcoin hits 72K, then you
So,
just like stop.
I think what people fail to realize is that like a trader trading size is not setting a hard stop at a particular price level. That is absolute lunacy. I am shorting based on account risk, so I'm willing to risk up to 30% of my P&L from last month from longing 57K and closing 70K. So 30% of that is what I am at risk of. If my account goes to that point, then I will close all positions. So I can't lose, and I think it tells people that I literally cannot lose here.
Yeah, but you know what people will say.
How's it been being the main character? I remember Capo being the main character.
Yeah,
He
I guess they're calling me Capo, but people forget that Capo is right up until 15K, right? He did call a majority of that move, I think. So yeah, I guess this is my beginning Capo. I won't stay Capo. I will definitely flip long when the time is right. I have no bias. I'm here to make money. I'm here to take your money. But right now, I'm bearish.
And do you generally have a long thesis, or you flip in general? Like,
no, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I've held the majority of my net worth in Bitcoin since 2013, since Mt. Gox. Even to this day, like I literally just sit in Bitcoin. I sell what I need to pay credit card, rent, etc. I really believe Bitcoin will be a $14 million asset class eventually. So anything I sell today is literally like a 13.97 or 93 mil opportunity cost. So yeah, I'm definitely long Bitcoin. This is actually just technically a hedge, if you want to even call it that, based on my net worth with Bitcoin.
Okay, so that's interesting. So your wealth is held in Bitcoin, but this is more like hedging that than...
I mean, this isn't really hedging. I mean, technically, it's not, my exposure is not as long as my Bitcoin exposure, as my spot Bitcoin exposure. This is me wanting to be on the trading leaderboard. In 2019, I was like 26 Bitcoin away from the BitMEX leaderboard. And then I logged in without a VPN. My account got nuked. And I've held that tilt for like 5 years now. So this is me saying, fuck it, I'm going to get on the Bybit leaderboard.
And where are you now?
Rank 11 as of last night when the daily close hit 6 point something mil, and for all time. My goal was to get to number 1. That requires high stakes to get wrecked. I love you, bro. I'm sorry. And for me to take that spot from him. So prices going down to 60K, 56K, 44K is all I require to take the number 1 spot, because he will lose it and I will take it. And I'm literally just playing to win. I'm not even.
How much is he up? How much is high stakes up?
He was at 68 mil this morning, or last night is at 60 mil. So it's not out of the stretch of the imagination for Bitcoin to take a 30% haircut, assuming he does not close, for his P&L to drop to like 20 mil, and for me to get to like 26 mil on this dump and take the throne.
How much? What are his positions? He's generally long, right?
He's, I think, 180 mil long, BTC, ETH, and Pepe.
Love it.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's very long.
We should get him on.
He's coming on. He already said he's coming on, dude. He's coming on when Bitcoin hits 100K. It's his only interview he's doing is this one.
Love it. Love it.
So,
who else is on that leaderboard? Like, are there any known knowns on there?
I guess Bonkai would have been. He kind of dropped off, but DeFi Squared on Twitter is the only other person I know, and Trading Lords. I just passed him yesterday, actually. All good traders. It's all fun. It's all fair. Just trade your book, guys.
You ever try and get on there, KBM? I just haven't really.
I've been on there a couple times. I've been on there a bunch of times. I think 2021 I was up there.
Is this all time or is it yearly? You do it?
I don't know what one he's looking at, but I would be talking.
I'm looking at the yearly one. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be yearly.
I'm on the monthly, the weekly, whatever. But that's all. Just. Yeah.
I definitely was on the all-time loss one a couple of years ago as well. Sorry, the yearly loss one. So no, I've been there. I never really tried to go too high or anything, but it was kind of just in the background in 2021, 2022. But yeah, I mean, it's a epic quest for sure. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out.
What have been your favorite reply guy posts? So you've been so bearish over this period?
I've seen things like please close your short, take profits, flip long. Whenever they tell me like please close and flip rather than like get liquidated, tag it, I usually get very bearish because like why are you telling me to take profits and flip with you? Why do you want me to join your side versus telling me to just get fucked? I prefer the get fucked comments.
Nice.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them on there for you. I've seen.
Oh yeah, plenty.
What happened with the GME people, KBM? I kind of missed that. Were they?
People.
I didn't know you had a position on. I thought you were just shit posting, but yeah, you were shorting the whole
I
thing.
didn't have a position like while I'm posting. It's not like I'm talking a position, but
Right.
yeah, I was day trading it pretty big. Did really well. You know, I don't know what to say. It's not. I think I said that when I talked about it that I just day trade shorting it. I'm not overnight shorting it. Overnight short risk on GME is obviously crazy to take. So it would go down, I'd cover, and then that was that. I don't know. I think just a lot of people don't trade anywhere near the same time frame as me or even like us in general.
Yeah.
Most people aren't taking day trades, and so it doesn't really translate to Twitter well. You talk about day trading, you just look like an idiot to somebody who found your post like a day later.
3 hours
Tell
later.
you, and then they tell you you're a fucking retard, and you move on. But that's
Are you
common.
sleeping, Cole? Are you sleeping? I know you said you hadn't slept in like 4 days, but like if you have big size, like what are you doing there? That's one thing I really don't like about leverage in crypto. Just
Yeah,
24/7.
no, I won't. It does require being up long periods of time, but it's really just setting alerts and sleeping like a baby.
I personally
think
just go to bed.
Yeah.
I used to stay up, and now I'm just like, it's in God's hands at night.
It's written in the stars,
I have
and the
to
stars
sleep.
foretold.
So I mean, I do wake up around like 4 a lot when that happens, just like randomly. That seems to be a lot of moves around that hour. I think the best hour to
It's
sleep is
London
12
Open.
before Eastern.
Yeah, it really is. It's literally up right before London Open.
Yeah, exactly. But you just roll with the leverage. You just let it ride.
So what have been
the
big wins this cycle then, Cole?
This cycle, probably my ETH swing long from 1900 to 2800. And then I guess, longing 57K and closing 70K. I really wasn't trading big size. I had to get comfortable with it again. Many who like to post my little tweet of me making terrible calls from May 21 to, I guess, whatever 22 is, that was me basically going on tilt. I sold a bunch of spot in April of 2021 at 59K, called the drop to 37K, and then I assumed it would go up only. I got chopped up after that bottom in May, and it basically went on tilt. I famously tweeted, exit all cryptocurrency markets in July, right before the SFP. We went down like another 2K, and then SFP to 28K. Flipped long at 40K, and then max long the top at 69K and got fucking destroyed. And it was after that I was like, all right, well, clearly was not able to identify this top. Let me go back to the drawing board. In the meantime, worked on myself personally, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, et cetera, and said, all right, when we get back to this cycle, I'm going to wait for a leverage flush and I'm going to get back in. Lo and behold, April, we had a very nice flush on alts, 50% on a lot of things. Bitcoin kind of did a nice pullback too. And I was like, all right, maybe time to leverage trade again. We had that 56K move. My system on the weekly said, max long this is mean reversion. And I longed it. So it's kind of me stepping back into the arena and showing people that I am in fact not washed.
Back in the arena.
Back in the arena. You said something interesting there. Spiritually, I saw you been posting about astrology a bit. Why don't you take us down that road and what's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, astrology could probably be considered a meme, but Wonton Wallet on Twitter, he was actually FTX's. He was actually number 1 on FTX when he traded at 3 Arrows Capital. He was the one holding that leaderboard position back then. So he's actually probably the best technical trader who uses astrology that I've ever seen, like actually technical, like meme lines and indicators and confluence with astrology. He follows the Jewish calendar, and obviously since money is evil and the Jews control money and it all fits in, right? So the astrology said that on 6/6 at 8:37 in the morning, we had an evil moon in Gemini, which is like an air sign, and we have a potential bird flu pandemic coming. So all these, schizo weird things that kind of said, okay, 6/6 is the end of that moon cycle. So the cycle started at the end of the Jewish holiday on the 31st. I'm forgetting the name of it. So basically from 5/1 to 6/6, it said go max long. At 6/6, flip max short. And that's kind of basically what I'm tailing in that perspective. The astrology favors shorts here.
Whatever happened to Marin?
OnlyFans, or is she a singer now?
I don't know. She didn't read the stars right. Let's put it that way. I don't know what to say on that one. Astrology didn't work for that one. Yeah, it looks like Wonton Wallet looks bearish as well as of 2 days ago. So I think he's vibing with that 666 mark of the beast.
It just makes sense. If you're gonna fade something, it's gonna be here. If not, you flip long, and that's kind of the bias you have to maintain. Is like, strong opinions loosely held. I have a very strong opinion we're going to 44,000. If we get to 64,000, we bounce. I will flip bias. If we get to 56,000, bounce. I will flip bias. That is what traders do. They go both ways. Otherwise, they are mostly just long only retail investors.
They're not gonna like it when you flip your bias.
No, they won't.
I've seen that.
Hopefully it'll be at 44K though, so I can, give them a little victory lap before.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll donate some money. Maybe that's how I'll get a redemption.
Speaking of not being long, we just got liquidated on our Pepe long. One wick took us down, it looks like, and then we bounced exactly from where we were liquidated. So,
oh wow, the algo.
Someone's out to get us.
Algo.
We weren't looking at the moon, guys.
Wow, big money for the crew this week. $45 split. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens later. Obviously, got a big day on deck.
What do you think of all this Tate versus Ansem shit? You been seeing this, KBM? I'm surprised you haven't.
Yeah, are you asking me? Yeah, I saw it. Tate's coming off a little racist, you'd have to say, from the high level on that. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say there.
Feels like we're gonna get
now. Ansem was gonna do a fucking podcast for him. I don't know if he should do that. That's a little strange, I must say. Some people are saying it's a conspiracy to bump daddy coins.
Do you think it's for show? I don't really know what the fuck's going on, but it feels like
it would be weird to do that, but I don't really know what to say. If that's the case, that's pretty fucking ridiculous. But
I think we're gonna get a ton more celebrity coins, right? It feels like now Tate's getting involved.
I hear there's a Dan Bilzerian coin coming out. I don't know. It's not like I'm a fucking fan, but that's the next celeb.
Does that not sound like froth when the celebs come in at the very top? The
Dan Bilzerian coin just sounds like
what
froth.
they got.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me we're going up with Dan Bilzerian coin. We're not going to all-time highs with Dan Bilzerian coin. I promise you.
No, I don't think he's bringing in the liquidity. But if you do the math, like the Iggy Azalea math, how many followers does Dan have? We take 20%, convert those to crypto. That's like 5 million people. That's the math I'm hearing.
That's a $50 million coin.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me. But
each week feels like random. It feels like random crap happening each week. Like this daddy token is at $200 million.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And what's the liquidity like?
Liquidity is 2 million. So yeah, they got
There's
1%
enough volume to get out of multiple millions of dollars worth.
Yeah.
You can get it. Like if you had 10 million worth, you can get out on a DCA. It would knock down, obviously, but
should we get Tate on? Should we get Tate on here, or we get canceled for that?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really looking for that. I saw Farouk was really glazing him in the comments, trying to get him on his show.
Trying.
He was trying to get him on the show on the whatever show.
He could on our daily show, but he could also come on this.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to give him a platform personally. I'm like not into it, but it's up to you guys.
What about Iggy? Get her on the show.
I don't care.
Nah.
I don't know. Did you guys watch the Thread Guy interview? I will confess I have not watched it.
I didn't watch it.
I don't really see it happening, but I hear it was good. That's what the comment section says.
They're going toe to toe though, right? This mother and daddy thing are both at like 190 million together.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who made the daddy token, or is it just someone just made it?
I don't know, man. Like there was some look on chain thing today which says that like some insider basically gave it, like they all bought it insider because he's had a few in the last week, right? There was like 3 different coins, which all could have been him. But the volumes are insane. Like the Solana volumes are insane. Like if we start seeing more celebrities come in, I don't really know if I'm bearish on Solana on the back of that. Like the fees and the volumes are just going to keep on being crazy for a bit.
Yeah. No, I agree. Solana seems like the winner there for these kind of transactions and stuff. Definitely eats lunch. So hard to be bearish. I mean, it obviously can pull back a lot because it's up a lot, but I don't know that you can be bearish long term in the spot for like this everything in general.
ETH and Sol really don't look that great to me. Bitcoin looks Sol looks okay, but ETH, yeah, Bitcoin is the one that looks, I think, could still be okay, but the altcoins
Bitcoin is the one you want to look okay. You actually don't want alts to look good going into all-time high. So that is the only positive thing for bulls. Because if alts look very horny going into all-time high, it's just like a trap because you want Bitcoin dominance to lead the all-time high breakout, not alts.
Right. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, it still feels like Bitcoin's the thing that's going to lead us here, if it's anything. And then maybe some, like yesterday, the only things that were really high were the like Bonk and Pepe, weren't they, and Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, rates are pulling back hard today as well. So the bulls got quite a few things going right this second.
This is the day, guys. We could do this in a week's time. Let's see. Like maybe we don't break through and everything goes to shit. I do think this is the best chance.
I mean, for it to break out today would take. I don't even see how it's possible. You need the equities to fucking go up more today, and that's just like, how much more can it go up today? I don't know. I don't see it that possible.
The S&P's only at 1%.
I mean, the Nasdaq's up fucking like 10% in the goddamn week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Keep all your winners.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to be a bull and buy. Clearly, I think you just saw it this morning. You just buy and things always give you no chance to get out. So I don't really, no hate. I don't know what to say. We'll see what happens later. I think it's a good risk reward to just take the top of the range and short it, like you said. But it's also like day trader techniques. Nasdaq's fucking crazy right now.
I'm looking at this chart right now. Like that thing is fucking zoomed higher.
Yeah, I mean, you got that moving Apple and Nvidia, and that's a lot of the market, obviously. So
back in October, we hit 12K. That's fucking
Apple just had like the two biggest candles it's had in like ever. It feels like that's crazy moves going on. There are crazy moves going on underneath the surface, so we'll see.
But do you guys think equity just continue barreling up all year without like any pullback? Like
no.
Really high. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
It's super
just
pullback
for a
like
second that it's like a yearly high makes more sense. I'm not saying a generational, like God, it's done, but it's like yearly high makes a lot of sense here, if anyway, during the summer. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll see later.
No, like when you get into these, like, I remember thinking the same thing in 2019, and I was short all year and just got my fucking like bollocks chopped off that year, because we just hit new highs and we kept grinding higher. So I think like, when you get into that price discovery mode, you just never really know. Like there's different paths, obviously, which lead to different price action, but there is a path where like economic data stays strong, Fed actually does end up cutting rates, and Trump gets elected, and everyone's like, oh wow, this is great, like up only. And then 6 months after that, shit hits the fan. But you know, it's like when you're in this, like I feel like when you're in price discovery, like you are with equities right now, like you don't really know. It's too easy to say, oh, it's just going to drop back down from here. But like we've broken through all-time high. This is like the third time we've broken through now, I think, this year or something like that. And we're like well into price discovery now. It's hard to really judge where that finishes, right? Because we just don't have that. If you're someone who likes charts, you don't really have that information, do you?
Election's interesting this year because I actually think that Trump's being priced in right now. But I think that like last time we didn't think Trump would win, and then he won, and then markets just gapped. Now, like Biden basically stands up, and it just looks like a comedy show, and it just looks more and more like that Trump's going to get in. So I think actually we're rallying into this election on higher and higher chances that Trump is going to win.
I agree. I think a Trump win is getting priced in here
for sure. Like Trump on the day of the election is not going to be like last time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty close on prediction markets, isn't it? But yeah.
Oh, what is it now? I mean,
it's like it's tight on prediction markets, you know. But
fuck me, really?
Yeah. But markets don't trade like, you know. Markets are. I feel like markets are pricing in a higher probability than those prediction markets.
Yeah, it's 51.46 on predicted.
On predicted, 56.34.
51.
That's polymarket.
Oh, it's polymarket. Sorry.
Polymarket. There you go. All right, weird. I don't know. Maybe Seems like crypto people are very skewed Trump, right? So maybe that's throwing it off, but I'm not sure.
Michelle Obama, that's the trade, man. Biden drops out.
Well, anyway, gents, I think it's time we wrap it up and get ready for later. I mean, everyone kind of thinks there's going to be a big move, which usually results in not a big move. So hopefully there is. I would like some volatility personally, whether it's up or down. I don't really care. Prefer down, but you know, it is what it is. Zoran, anyway, how do people not get wrecked? Why don't we end there, and then we'll see where the trades took us. Probably bad from the look of the charts.
We have not had a good day.
The best way to not get wrecked is to not copy trade anyone and to trade your own book. I think a lot of time crypto Twitter disassociates from what risk management really entails. End of the day, your goal is survival before thriving. The best way to do so is just not copy trade anyone, trade your own book and learn from your own mistakes. Everything I've succeeded has come from literally blood, sweat, tears, and hundreds of thousands of BTCs lost on BitMEX. So, I'm literally just a product of learning from my own mistakes. And that's all I can do is just get better and better. So here I am. The best way not to get wrecked, just, use risk management. I prefer to use a percentage of account risk rather than a hard stop price. When that hits, I know to pull the trigger. I pull the plug, I flip, and I see where life goes after that. But best way is, follow yourself and really just work on taking your own fucking setups. Stop looking to influencers to, hand you free fucking money.
Yeah.
I like it.
Makes sense. All that boils back down to discipline, patience, wait for spots. And good shit. I guess we'll be able to see about what the market does by the comment section later today.
I think we just leave these trades on because they are literally, there's no money to be made. So we might as well
leave the trades on.
I like this.
We got an event later. Maybe they go down, and you'll be able to cover for a profit, and we'll be able to give it away next week.
Close Sol at 137 and close WIF at $2. Very simple. Make money.
Love it.
I'll set the take profit levels now.
137 and $2. Very simple.
All right, gents. All right, good stuff.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
Should I give away this second code?
Yeah, if you want. It's up to you.
I guess I should. Second code is Kole Moon 9916. Kole Moon 9916.
You're dirty there.
All right. Good luck, Zoran. Everyone else, good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Well. Let's
take care.
Let's crush it either way. All right. Later.
Cheers, guys.